Today we're going to be playing some vampires since there were some buffs to vampires in the Balance Council, and I said we'd do that. Also, this is in honor of the Vampire Devotion deck from last year, being the first video on the channel to ever reach 10,000 views. So I was going to do a vampire deck anyway, so it just was really convenient. The Balance Council also buffed them, giving me another excuse. So, taking a look at the deck, we're going to play Devotion, just in honor of the, like I said, our Vampire Devotion video getting so many views. Be pretty fun. And also, Devotion's a bit different. People like seeing Devotion decks on the channel. So we're going to play Blood Scent. I don't know if I have to say that, but we're going to play Crystal Skull. Really strong opener. And since we're in Devotion, the only real Devotion card you benefit from is Unseen Elder. And he's still very playable without Devotion. But we're going to play him in Devotion. Should be quite strong. Quite strong indeed. Our Regis Reborn. He got a Provision buff, so he's 12 instead of 13. Very, very strong finisher. If you want to, you can play a Morwood plus the Regis Reborn double finisher. I like having just the Regis Reborn in this version, though, because if you're playing, if you get last say like you want, and you have a really tall finisher, playing two really tall finishers kind of lets your opponent Heatwave or Spores one of them, or whatever they want to do to it. However, it's still really good because your flighters get really tall too, so it's not like the worst thing if you have two really big finishers. Morwood is really nice in the deck. Then we have the Crimson Curse. I thought we'd play this today. Just Crimson Curse is it's a pretty fun card. It actually plays for good tempo. It sets up the two Ekamaras, which is really good for setting up our next card, Detlef van der Eriton. He got a 1 power buff at 7. Actually pretty hard to get rid of now. And hopefully we can take advantage of his effect where we get the order to damage things and spawn Ekamaras. It can be a little tricky to set up. It's easier in decks with more bleeding, like ours, so we should hopefully get it to go off once or twice. And even if you don't get this, just a blood turn for 4 turns if you can get it is really good value by itself. Then we have a Lord Riptide. Since we're playing a Devotion deck, I opted to include a couple of control cards. So we have the Lord Riptide just for a control option. You can go without him and play like, well, if you want to, you could play Catachan. But more realistically, you could fit in some of the other couple 5s or 6s in here, like Gale maybe, who's a fun card, but we're not using him this time. Then we have the Verena. Verena is very, very strong. Some decks just can't deal with Verena. If they can't deal with Verena, well, their stuff's not getting boosted. It's almost worth sometimes putting a Cave Troll in to protect her, I think, but she is matchup dependent. And, you know, the 4 bleeding is usually good enough. Good enough if the opponent has to answer her. So we're going to include her. She's a cool card. Then we have Oriana, our big engine. If you have a lot of vampires, you get a lot of bleeding, and she gets a lot of points. The only one thing with Oriana you have to watch out for is with the Unseen Elder, it's an anti-synergy, because the Unseen Elder triggers the bleeding faster with Devotion, which means you have less turn of Oriana boosting herself. So if you can, it's probably good to play them in different long rounds, or if you want to go all in one round, you have enough bleeding that you can usually afford to, so it's always a Crimson Curse out or something. Then we have the Naglfar. This is our only real tutor card in Monsters, so we have to play it, and it's not a great tutor. This is the big weakness of Devotion Vampires, is the consistency is really low. Like, you have bad consistency in this deck. However, since you're not playing Oneiromancy and Heatwave, which you play in the non-Devotion versions, you gain a lot of provisions to put stuff in, like the Oriana and things. Then we're going to play Toad Prince, just another control card. We're going to play 3 control cards. We've got the Lord Riptide, the Toad Prince. We're playing Wispish Tribute. Like I said, you have a couple extra provisions. This just helps thin your deck and find your key cards. Since we are in non-Devotion, I think this is pretty required, since there are some good organic cards we're playing. One of them being the Parasite. Parasite you don't usually see anymore, but seeing as we're in Devotion and we want control, we have Riptide, Toad Prince, and now Parasite is our last real control card. Sometimes you just want a 6 damage card. And honestly, this boost by 6 comes in handy more often than I usually think it would. Then we have the Queen of the Night, just your Purify. Then we've got 2 Flighters, 1 Alp. I really want a 2nd Alp, however, this will get added to the deck eventually, because seeing as all of the 8 provision tutors are getting buffed, Wispish Tribute will be coming up pretty soon, and then we'll have an extra provision, in which case we just bump one of the 4s, the Bruxa, to the Alp. Then we have the 2 Necrots, super strong. I consider just playing 1 Incubus in case the opponent, well, when the opponent's like a 5, you could play like a 1 of Incubus without Operator, but I decided not to this time. I really wish we had a 2nd Alp in here, but it is what it is. Then we've got the Necrots, the Feast of Bloods. Speaking of the Alp, you could cut the Parasite to the 4 damage special. The Arrakis one, what's it called? Oh, I have no idea. Survival of the Fittest. I don't see it, but that's what it's called. Then you have a 5th provision, you put another 5 in, but I wasn't sure about the last 5 provision if we cut Parasite. I thought about going like Cyclops plus Survival of the Fittest instead of the Flutter. Not the Flutter, instead of the cutting the Alp. I don't know, it's a consideration. So we have the Necros, the Feast of Blood. We have 3 organics for our Wisp Tribute. Keep that in mind. Feast of Blood, Parasite, and Crimson Curse. She's really there to find Crimson Curse, but just keep in mind that if you have her and you've played all 3 of those, that's not good. 2 Violent Riders. We really need the consistency, like I said. The 2 Garkins, just an engine. 2 Plumards. They can be really good if you get the case where you have the bonded. And they're pretty good otherwise. They're okay otherwise. And then you have the 1 Bruxa. So that is the deck. If you don't like the Plumard, just put 2nd Bruxa in. Maybe 2nd Feast of Blood should be fine. But that is the deck. You can always put in Fiend too, by the way, if you want the tempo. Or even just on Conquer if you just want a point slam. But that is the deck. Should be pretty fun. I've always enjoyed Devotion. Let's go give it a try. I can't read that, so we're calling him Raven. Enslave, Assimilate. What'd this deck get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buffs in the patch? Right? I got Ku, I got Theon, I got Nausicaa. I think I got the leader buffed. So yeah. This deck's extremely strong. Going first means we can open the Rider, which is kind of nice. We're still missing a Flutter. It's fine though. Yeah, this deck is gonna be really popular because of all the buffs. It was already like a popular deck. It's gonna be even more popular now. Gained 1 provision, 1, 2, 3 power with the Nausicaa's, a provision on Ku. I think there was another buff too, I'm just not remembering it. Whatever. This is a pretty good target if you want to do a round 1 Enslave. I guess his goal is to make 1 card that's really tall so we can't bleed multiple things. If he just passes on 7, we're going to have to do the long round and bleed against him. But I'm not sure it'll be enough, really. Okay, he didn't seize there. Obviously, we could have played around something like Tempest, but who expects them to have that? We could go in with... What are we going to do here? I don't think... Well, Parasite's actually reasonable against some of his things. Well, he's gonna have locks, right? Actually, he might just have spying, so I don't think he'll have locks. Just stack the bleeding on this. And hopefully we can see if he does his Enslave here. It's being very annoying and not playing other cards. Alright, we'll boost our guy. At 4, I don't really want it to be sitting there. So there's another card with Veil. Don't have much here, really. Could go Detlef or Crimson Curse, I think make the most sense. The Detlef has much higher tempo, so let's do that one.
There is no other way.
I didn't want to play that, but we have to get him out of the round. If he's just playing stuff here with Veil and like this, he's not going to pass. Not sure we can actually force out his stuff this round. We're going to need some high tempo. We have to put one of our organics back in our deck, so that's gone. And then we'll put back... Brux has an okay opener, because we don't have any other ones. Could just go 10 card round 3, but I don't think that's a good idea against him. Don't think it is. I think this is our best opener. I mean, he's just going to hit it with a special and kill it, and we're going to feel really sad. Unless this is just all his golds. He could even just enslave this. Oh, he's playing Hefty Helga. That is going to get some insane Toad Prince value. I'd love to see that. I guess that's where the extra provisions went. You buffed something to Hefty Helga in the deck, so it's pretty... I guess that'd be the addition to it. It's not good in the mirror match because it's Tourney Joust, but... What's he going to do here? Again, we're short on fighters, and we do want to play Naglfar, so we can stack our deck a bit. Let's see what he gets here. He's going to take the Varina, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's really good against us. So let's see here. We could go... We want to play this. We want to play this. I think this makes sense to do first. Get a couple more. Then we'll do Crimson Curse next, I think. I get good value on the melee row if that's sitting there by itself. This is Onekarat. Let me drop this here. He's playing a... What are we getting here? Duchess Informant time? Nope, Nausicaa time. There it is. Everyone's favorite card. Will this get into range? Not quite. So we do want to play our Oriana here. This is going to be our longest round, so it's where she's going to be best. Then we'll go grab our Unseen Elder off of the Naglfar, hopefully. If not Unseen Elder, we'll get Varina, one of those two. Then we'll stack, ideally, the Regis at the top of our deck. Here comes the Stefan. It's good he's gone. I really want the Unseen Elder here. There he is.
The gate must be secure.
He's going to throw the Vilgefortz. This could pull Flutter, which would be funny. It's going to pull the Plumard. We can pass here and get Last Say, which is actually valuable, but he has played the Vilgefortz, which is the Last Say punish. He still has Enslave. Because if this hits this, it does 2. We lose 1. We're down to 19. If the bleeding hits the Blood Moon hits this, he takes 2. If the Blood Moon goes on this or this, he takes 2 bleeding. So I think we're fine here. I think we do want to do this. And then we'll just use leader charges and discard round 3. Probably just try and avoid playing things. If we play something, it gets value for him because Enslave. But he's just going to maybe win this off Nausicaa's. We'll see. He played one of his Nausicaa's there. He's going to have the Nausicaa Slave Driver, everyone's favorite garbage. It's not garbage, it's just very predictable and boring. Alright, there's a Flutter. About time we see one of those. There's Menno. Oh yeah, that was the 5th buff. They got another provision there. So the deck gained 3 provisions, if you're including this. 3 provisions and all that garbage. If we go Flutter and he hits it with something and enslaves it, we're in so much trouble. But I think he'll just Varina it. I think he'll put Varina. Just go with the Varina. I want to go in here. Then hit Varina with this. I think that's the right choice. think this is the right choice. So he should have like Nausicaa's and Slave Drivers, not damage cards then Enslave off of. Yeah, he makes the Varina. So now we do the Riptide. The Riptide can get seized though. We still have to kill the Varina. We lose a point by doing this now, by not having the bleeding out. We go 4 on this. We potentially gain 3 by not doing this. By having a leader charge on the last turn with the Regus. What does he have left? He played our Varina. He's played 1 Nausicaa, so he probably has Nausicaa Slave Driver. Really wish we could boost this. Let me play it this way. Unless he's playing Coup, which... Oh, that's right, he has the Varina still. Still has the Varina. So then this will be maybe a second Slave Driver. I forgot I got that one off of Artud. So let's do... The Regus Reborn should do this. So that's Assassination. Alright. I guess he's just playing the 1, but we're fine. This is a win. Interesting game. He did not have what I thought he did. Maybe he's cut more than I expected from Menno and the Hefty Helga. Super Hot Fire 99. Alright, Precision Strike. Control decks are not really our friend, so this could be challenging, but we'll see what we can do, as always. We do open Nagafar, that's nice. We open Rider, that's nice. Should be able to trigger that against him. We've got the 1 Plumard, 2 Nekarats. We're definitely going to need 2 if we want to have a shot here. So he's going to kill off our engines pretty quickly. We do like redrawing in this deck because of being Devotion. That's a nice draw. I think we'll go back to 1 Plumard because we're not likely to draw the second one right away. What are we doing here? Dwarven Chariot. Okay, we can't go in with our Riders. Bit annoying, and it has Veil. Super annoying, so... that is what it is, I suppose. We actually have no legitimate play here. Our best play is to go... Let's see, none of this doesn't do anything, because these just die immediately. This doesn't get his order out. This doesn't eat anything. This doesn't trigger. This is bad. This we can't play. This we can't play. This we could play, and it just dies. So our only real play here is to go Naglfar, which is also really risky, because we have some bad options here. Good options would be... Queen of the Night, Wispish Tribute, and I guess Riptide's pretty decent. It's okay. It's not a great play. But nothing else makes any sense. Take this. Just remove that. We don't get the Vampire Bleeding trigger, but that's okay. We lose 1 turn of Regis Reborn right now for not doing that. But I think we don't need to use the leader. We're going to need to use the leader for tempo, I think, later. Once he clears our board. Let's see, what do we want to go with here? We could try and get a Flutter out. The second we go Flutter, just kills it. But we do want to get a chance at our Rider, if possible. Let's do the Flutter and leave the 1 leader. I don't think the maths for him right now. Because does 5 total damage? I guess he could. Is that a Diregere? Bit annoying. I think we'll just drop this right now. He's going to keep rearmoring that, so the value is pretty good on the Toad Prince to get rid of it. Saves us like 1 damage per turn for this round. It's actually really nice. Here's another one. Now, we don't really want to play Unseen Elder here. So we'll just go in here. We just want to spread out the bleeding a bit more. Currently, we are tied. He's going to ping that, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Now, we could go for our Curse. We're kind of holding off on that one so far. But I think now is a good time to play it. It spawns the guys. We can hopefully get bleeding on one of these. That's a good one. And we don't want to play something that this 3 damage is value against. For example, like if we let him kill this. We should be able to get our riders out next turn, though. That is important. And we can go Rider, Necro, or Necro Rider, and then there's the first of the dragons. So it is a dragon deck. Let's see. Can we keep up with dragons? Not really, to be fair. It's going to be hard to do that. Let's see. We'll just give him the round win. We did lose our Crimson Curse there, but we basically traded it for Akvist. We played Akvist, I think, to catch up with it. And Akvist is a stronger card, I think. Well, I think it's more impactful for him to play the Akvist than it is for us to play the Crimson Curse. There's a second rider. Hopefully we can get that off this round. You really need to. This all looks okay. I don't like Parasite here, though. Put that one back. We're looking for some of our other golds. The thing is, he's not going to have much engines. Like, the only thing we could actually hit with Parasite was pretty much Akvist or the Mirgata Brake, which he plays right now anyway. That'll be a Riptide target. Problem with this being a Riptide target is we don't have a way to kill off the Villain Trettenmerith, but Villain Trettenmerith will be up to like 12 anyway, so we can't kill it with Riptide. So we kind of want to do this here. Try and get a card advantage if possible. It's going to be hard to do. Flighter plays into this 3 damage, which kills it. Could go Unseen Elder. I like this first, though. So I want him to use the Waylay off of this before we go in with the Unseen Elder. Gotta ping that too. Yep. He's just down to the last leader. Now he's out of leaders, so now I think the Unseen Elder does make a lot of sense. The other nice thing with Unseen Elder is it plays underneath. Okay, there's the Renfri. The Unseen Elder plays underneath a Geralt or something because it's a 7. Well, never mind, now it doesn't. We're just kind of getting shut down here. But it's a control deck. That's kind of what happens. So I think we have to play this and see if he uses his leader on it. We should have put that on one of these so the Unseen Elder's 4 could go on this. Yeah, so he's going to do that. That's a bit of a pain, but I think we just have to take the turns of Unseen Elder while we can. We're most likely going down to just... Actually, probably just running out of cards here. This is going to go off on us. So he's going to get us here. I think we've just lost, but we'll see what we can do. We can't play this because then they'd both die. We'd have to go Plumard right here. We have to spawn this. What is Regis looking like? It's a 13. That does get us out of here. 13 plus 3 is 16. This doesn't, though. He does not enough, so we have to drop the Regis here. And we're in a really bad spot, but it's really hard to play against these control decks. But he has to use 1, 2, 4 of the dragons, which is also big, and he's also used the Renfri and the Renfri Order. So it's not like he played nothing. The question is, do we want to keep the Rider and go for it as an opener? We have much better cards. I think we put it back so we can redraw here and not get the second one. Open one of these, that'll be fine. Just gonna kill it. Either that, he might go in with the Triss, draw something. Okay, he's gonna go for the kill. It's not a great target there. Trying to think of how we get turns out of Dettlaff. I think we don't do the Dettlaff yet. Don't want to do the Dettlaff yet because if we put the Crimson Curse on this row, he'll just avoid it. So now we go in with Crimson Curse. We get 3 turns. So I think we go for the Garcane here. Since he goes after us with an extra last say, we do this. We should avoid a Geralt. I think. Which is good, because we could potentially brick that if he has it. That's not actually that good, because we're wasting damage there. And with our Verena, we want to bleed something melee, the Crimson Curse, to get more value. Get our 1 damage in. He should win this. Unless we've bricked like a Geralt or something, which I doubt. Yep, there's the last dragon, so that's GG. This isn't like maybe Ike or something. That was an interesting interaction. I'll have to remember that one. GG, Kex, Enslave. Yeah, this is like the deck. This is the deck everyone's playing at the moment. And it's not a good matchup for us. We don't like playing against control, but we've only played against control so far. But I'm not sure we can do about that. Actually, you have double Plumbards. When you have both, I like keeping them. I do like keeping them if you get both. Alp's nice. Nekarat's better. Oh, okay. I mean, this is pretty strong. We do want to redraw still, though, because we're missing some of our big golds. One of these back for now. Nagafar we can't redraw. We'll keep this. See if he goes for the Enslave on this. If he goes for the Enslave on this, we change our game plan completely, so it's good to know if he wants to. Hey, we did some requests. Forgot to keep track of those. He does not want the Enslave on it. Let's do the Wispus into Parasite. The boosting comes in handy a lot more than I usually anticipate here. Of course, he's also kind of slowing down our Regis because he's not playing units, but that's what I expect him to do. He's probably playing our special right now. Yeah, there's our special. Just drop a Plumard. At least that means this one will be set up, potentially. He's probably going to hit us with like an assassination now, though. So at least that'll hopefully play a unit. So we can start getting our cards value. Alright, I see you. I wonder if he enslaves this. It's really our only point generation for this round, as the Flutter. Okay, so he's just gonna pass. No Yonkel wait means all-in round 2 or big round 2 push could be really good. Yvari just has a really good hand. Now that we have just the 1 Plumard, we don't want it anymore. Let's get rid of that, and I don't think... This can be okay, because some of his cards have Veil, but I'd rather have a different one. So we've got... These two are really the 3 cards. These are really good for the Nagafar. We want to stack those. We want to play this round. I don't mind if he kills this. Hey, at least he's got a unit out. The problem with his unit is I want to Toad Prince it, but we'll do this. As much as this is going to give him value, having our own and boosting Regis and boosting this is all worth more. I think it's more valuable. There's the False Siri. We cannot stop False Siri from doing anything here. So if he's going to play the Sangreal on it, he's going to play the Sangreal on it, and that's that. And Naglfar, it's not good now, though. I mean, we could Purify False Siri. So bleeding's not useful, really. Let's just play this for the 3, I guess. I suspect the Sangreal is coming. But once he does Sangreal, we can then throw the Unseen Elder. Or whatever we want to do. It's a Diviner. Unseen Elder now seems pretty solid. We need to put some tempo down on this board if we're going to actually push him here. And we actually do want to push him. So he's not playing Jan. He must have a really good hand. Okay, there's the Stefan. That's forced. That's good. Let's see if he goes for the Enslave. Looks like he is going for the Enslave here. We keep pushing? We could, but let's just pass, because that gives him a chance to play Jan. Now you've broken the Sangreal combo, because he doesn't want to use that now. He hasn't played Jan. Which, let's be real, he's playing Enslave 6, so he has the Jan. So either he drew really, really well, or he got scared of our push and just gave up on playing it. Either way, that means he won't have the normal super consistent hand that the Enslave decks have now. So that's going to be nice. Even though we didn't play our Nagofar there. We should redraw here. That's a bad draw, but it was worth trying to get one of these two, or Flighter. They're all worth a lot. There's the Jan. Doesn't matter now. It'll be kind of hard to fit this out. We want to go... Do we want Crimson Curse or Detlef? I think we want the Detlef as much... I think Detlef's more valuable. So let's try and get a couple vampires on the board, if we can, while lowering his value. But since he didn't play Jan, he might just still have some control specials in here. Hopefully he just has like a lock or something, we'll see. He's got to do the Torres still. But it's Torres that isn't our deck Torres. It's going to be the replay one of his cards Torres.
I simply want you to admit it.
Do we want to let him do that? We could go Verena. I think Verena's good here. Then hopefully we can get our Detlef going. We're probably going to Toad Prince this eventually. But if we... Ooh, this could be bad. That's not great. Bribery's such an annoying card. Oh, that's not great, but it's also not the worst thing ever. I think we will do this now and just eat her before she gets out of control. Because we want to go with the a Blood Moon. And if we're going to do a Blood Moon, we don't want the Veil on the board. Okay, well it's at 0 and we're at... That was interesting. Not sure what was up there. He already played the Stefan. So we've got Artaud. Well, like, if he has all of his cards, he's got like Artaud and then... Okay, nice. He's got Diplomacy. That's one non-gold, non-Nausicaa in his hand. He's going to have Nausicaa. Probably some other golds. But he doesn't have the perfect hand here. That doesn't work because it's less than, not equal to. He only still need one vampire though. Should have played this on the left. We should have put this on the left side. So when we used all the leaders, we could have spawned a token on the right. I don't think it matters terribly. I think we still want to do this, and we still want to do this. Just we're only going to get the 3 turns. I want to put this one out, and we'll go with Wild Hunt. So he's going to replay the Riptide. That's really annoying. And now we can't play this. I guess we just have to play our own. We need to start these. Have to start getting value. So we have to play the Wild Hunt Rider. So if we can knock the Riptide down. Okay, we're never playing Rider for value. Oh, actually, put it on the small one. Definitely time for Oriana. Actually, we should do the leaders first. We get another point from her. Hopefully she lives. She's at 8. That's a lot. There's the Nausicaa. His Tell Punishes should mostly be gone. We're going to have to play Regus early, so hopefully we can get the Rider's effects. Drain ignores the armor, so we'll just drain that, make it a little smaller. Should I get this for 8 then? We are ahead, and he does have a bunch of bleeding out. It's not our Nausicaa. We're up by 24, so we should be fine. 26, because the bleeding will go off. And he's out of here. Yeah, he didn't play that Yawn round too, which meant that this round, to be fair, he had every card he wanted, I think, except Artud. Testomizer against Call of Harmony. Alright, finally. We've got a non-heavy control deck. The first one all day. Everyone else is playing only control. So, we'll give this one a shot. We've been actually able to hold our own against some of the control decks. It's just, it's really annoying to play against, and the deck doesn't get to do what it wants to do. So, it's not the best content. But you can't do anything about it, so. So Harmony gained 1 provision in Water of Broccolon if they want to play it, and they can go Simlos into double Harvest instead of Simlos double backup plan if they want to. See, I think we actually want to just go Crimson Curse here. Give us something that kind of matches him. Nice. We also match with Unseen Elder, but I think we would like to keep him because we have the Flutter. Here's Percival. I think Parasite Percival or Toad Prince Percival is the play. And I like this one a little better. Oh, if we hit her with the 2 damage, it would have been nice, but we didn't. We're slow in developing the Flutter, but that's okay, because it's just going to get poisoned, so it's not that valuable here. Now we'll play it here, though. We'd have to lead her with it. I think we go Necrot. So he's playing the movement package. That's interesting. We'll veil this one. I said he's going to get this with the poisons, but he's also probably playing a Heat Wave. And we are up here. We don't want to throw too much valuable stuff in case he wants to decide he's had enough. Just thinning. There's a Matron. He's decided he hasn't had enough. I think that means we do Flutter here. Flutters are really valuable, but considering he's going to trigger the Saskia again... Okay, nice. That dies now. I wasn't counting on that, because counting on that would be really risky. It's just a nice outcome. So there's the poisons. It's fine. Chameleon coming down. We'll just drop the Alp. Pretty safe here. We have a nice lead. Even if he poisons us, we're still in a good spot. If he does poison us, I think we go in here with this and grab our Feast of Blood and kill the Chameleon, which he should trigger. Does not want to trigger it. Interesting. He doesn't want to trigger it. Does that mean we do something different here? Yeah, we'll go... Organa's so good, though. Could do this on this. It shuts down some of his stuff, but then we don't reset this. I also don't mind playing this as much, though. Let's do this. Melee Weeping Willow. Now we go in with the Wispus Tribute. We'll give this the bleeding. Go Wispus Tribute. Grab our Feast of Blood. Nice to have that thing out of the deck. Kill this. And if we want to play another card, we'll see. We're up by a decent amount, but he does have this order, which is only worth 3 actually, so it's not much. This will probably pull another card. So this and this together, he's probably down by, if we count the 5 bleeding here, he's probably down by like 6 or 7. Okay. Definitely feeling the Oriana here. And the Oriana should settle this round for us in our favor. I think. Like, we can play Unseen Elder if we want to, but we'll see what he does, because I think he's struggling. You don't play Dusk Aspect this early unless you're in a lot of trouble. So he might have like Scenario in hand or something. I think he does have the Scenario in his hand then. He doesn't want to play these because he wasn't down by that much. Unless maybe one's a Witcher and he only has a Witcher in his deck. But we do want to push this next round. The problem is going to be, how do we do it safely? This hand's so good, but if he removes our cards, it's less good. We'd open Detlef, I guess. Should we just open Flutter? Yeah, we'll just open Flutter and not do anything with it. This should be enough of a threat. The Harmony decks usually rely on poisons for removal, so I don't think he's like a 4 damage card to actually punish this. He has a lock though. You know what, in all honesty, that's not too bad. Because now he can play the Unseen Elder. Get him going. And hopefully get a 4-turn... Actually, 4-turn doesn't matter on this, but the Unseen Elder out first. His short round's gonna be really bad outside of his leader and Scenario, so we can get the Scenario and potentially also the leader. That'd be amazing. So these guys are gonna... one of them's gonna die here. Okay, that's nice. We can translate one of these orders into an Ekamara. Oh, nice, we got the Coraxus. I wonder if he's playing Unicorn Kyrenax. He hasn't played a consistency card other than the Call of the Forest. Well, whatever he's playing. I think we do want to do the all-in here. Do we want to transform a leader into an Ekamara on this? I don't actually think we do. Realistically, we should have done this differently. We should have put the 3 bleeding on this and drained this, but it's a little late to do that now. See what he's got. Okay, there's a Dana. Form 1 Dana, so not doing much for him other than this Convergence. And then he's going to take a ton of bleeding, and Unseen Elder's going to trigger again. Come on, Unseen Elder. Bleed him out. Show us why you're the best. Oh yeah, it's a lot of damage. And we do take the win there. Close one, but if he did make it to round 3, he's got nothing left. The Regicide playing... playing not Enslave. That's nice. Be good to have some less Enslave games. So we're going second. That's not good. We want to go first, but it's probably Renfri Koshchey. The scroll makes me think of Renfri, although it could also be Haunt Koshchey. Either are viable, but usually it's Renfri, in my experience at least. Do we want to keep this? Not really. The Andraga larvas, so at least we have a Flutter. Problem is, if it's a Renfri deck, he's going to have a lock here, most likely, and we don't really have access to our... So it's definitely Renfri. Let's play this in the Renfri one. Get the thinning. This deck, we have to win round 1 against. It's not a question if we want to or not, we have to win round 1. The only good thing is we have Verena. I think we want Verena for the round 2 push, though. We might have to throw her here. Setting up the Renfri. Verena's so good against the Koshchey, because you can shut down all the thriving. Oh, and he made a lock. Awesome. That is very problematic for our chances of winning this game. We kind of have to go Naglfar and hope for something good then. We'll do the Verena first. We'll do the Verena.
Don't be afraid.
It's really annoying that you got a lock off of the Rune Mage. We needed this. There's the Renfri's gang. We have to get a gold off of Naglfar. Like, we kind of just need, like, Unseen Elder or something. Oh, there he is. I think he's better than the unlock. Probably has a Dregery now or something. Oh, he's got the Cyclops. That doesn't quite kill us. Kills the Verena, though. Let's see. Do we want to go in here with Alp? Yes, we do. We can kill off one of the Larvas here. That's nice. And we're still up. Like, if he passes, we win. Because Unseen Elder will go off. Okay, there's the Dregery. He's been really holding out on that. I think now we drop this. It's a tie on even now. Then we can drop the Riders. Oh, that's interesting. Gonna throw the leader. It's just because he wants to spam the Renfri and use the Renfri order to trigger the other one. But like, he's up by 30 points, so that's kind of it. Alright. We can't win this round, so we're just gonna have to hope that the Koshchey... We just kind of hope the Renfri doesn't get play a bronze, so we can trigger the Koshchey right away, because if he gets that and goes to the round 3 with like a 4-card round 3 in that, there's not much we can do. We don't want to redraw because we have 2 of those. We have Rider. I don't think he'll push hard here, but I think he will just play Renfri, then we can play this. I think he'll play like Renfri, then pass. Problem is going to be the Morn Tart, because we don't have a Tall Punish in this deck. Is Morn Tart's going to be like a 25? It's going to be really big. So we do want to do this. If he plays another card, we'll go in here with the Crimson Curse. But I think we're just in a losing position against this deck now. Yeah, he's got the cat. Play this, we don't trigger the cat, and just go in here. But I think we're just kind of dead if he has Koshchey Renfri. It's Koshchey. He's got the cat. We do have the Parasite for the cat, which is important. I think killing the cat's better than killing the Koshchey. Because in a Renfri deck, it's going to be harder for him to trigger that without the cat. Well, he can trigger it that way, I guess. Let's see. Do we want to go in here? We want to go Nekara and Queen of the Night. We don't want to lose a card here. Let's do Nekara. We can go down on even. That's fine. Okay, he's going to give us the pass here. So he has no Koshchey left. He only has the Renfri, which is honestly kind of good for us. The problem's going to be the Morntart's going to be a 25? I think it's, yes, a 25. So he played one special. This one. So he got a 26 point Morntart. And he's got the 18 or 19 point Morwood, and I don't think we can beat that. That's the problem. I don't see any way out of this game, really. Oops, I went to click that, but that works too, I guess. This isn't really going to do much. We don't have good plays here. I'm going to put this range in case we decide to go this before this. There's the Riptide. There's the Renfri, and we're dead, because Morntart and Morwood, just too many points. And he's going to have the Tall Punish still, because he didn't have to use it on the round 1 Flutter. Deal 6, that kills our guy. Normally, right here, we're kind of just dead. It's probably worth just passing. But I'm kind of curious to see how much he wins by, so we'll keep going just for that reason. His Wild Hunt Riders. It's also possible he doesn't have the Morwood and it's just a Morntart plus some random card. Whatever it is will be enough, as long as there's a Morntart in there, because there's 3 cards left in his deck. I'm pretty sure there's a Morntart in there. But I suppose you never know. It could just be a Geralt. And if it's a Geralt, we do actually win this, but it's going to be the Morntart. He's a win by 2, or 3, I think. Yeah, there it is. So, it is what it is. 6, actually. It was worth 28 because we killed some stuff during the round. I don't think we could have played that any differently. We even got lucky round 1 with the Nagel. That's the deck, guys. What do I think? What would I change? Well, just say it. It's obvious. Devotion Vampires is still the worst vampire deck. As much as I hate to say it, it is still the worst vampire deck. Renfri, Golden Necker, and just plain non-Devotion are all significantly better. However, Devotion is pretty fun, because you get Unseen Elder off, and Unseen Elder can do a lot of stuff for you sometimes. So I do really like Devotion Vampires. It's just a shame it's so bad compared to the other ones. And there's not really a great way to make it better, because there's not really like Devotion payoffs you can do, right? Like if you look at Devotion payoffs for monsters, none of these fits the deck. And what that means, well, I mean, okay, on a stretch, you could do a Gels combo deck with Lara, but and then spawning tokens with Ekamara, but we're really pushing the idea of synergies there, so we're not going to do that. Or Katakan, rather, spawning all the tokens. So there's not really a way to buff the deck by buffing the Devotion cards. Any other card you buff just buffs the other versions too. So I think Devotion Vampires will always be the worst vampires. There's not really anything you can do about it. But I wanted to play it because I think it's pretty cool. So that's what we did today. As far as if you want to play Devotion Vampires, I think it might be worth just putting in the Cave Troll. I think it is worth just putting in the Cave Troll in exchange for something else in the deck. Maybe you cut the Parasite. Maybe you cut the Wispish, not the Wispish Preview. Maybe you cut like the Lord Riptide and then go in here with Cave Troll and then the second Alp. Like this is a thought you could do. I think this would make a lot of sense. Because you do actually need the Cave Troll protection, I think. So it'd be definitely a worthy inclusion. As far as the rest of the deck, we talked a little bit about the deck building in the beginning, so we won't go too deep into it here. And there's not that many options if you're just in Devotion, so we won't mention all that many. However, I do want to mention that Renfri Vampires, like I said, and non-Devotion Vampires and Golden Necker Vampires are all better. They're all different, though, so I think we've done videos on them before. You can find those. So, actually, I don't think we've done a video on Renfri Vampires. I don't think we're going to. But, whatever. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was pretty fun. Fun deck. It does do worse. It does do badly against control and worse against control than the other variants of the deck, which is something to keep in mind. Against heavy control, this does not work very well. And unlike the other versions where you have like Incubus and stuff, and Operators and Renfri with her Point Slam, like you don't have the tools to really come back from control games, which is one problem the deck has. The other ones don't. Like it's worse. It's worse in the bad matchups is the problem that the deck really suffers from, in my opinion. But hope you guys had fun watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
That'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And you can check out some more videos over here. And thanks for watching.